Okay, we're moving on to deductive reasoning, and there's a couple of ideas that they want us to talk about. Deductive reasoning talks about these two types of reasoning, the law of detachment and the law of syllogism, which sounds kind of gross too. All right, so detachment and syllogism. Okay, we'll start with the law of detachment. Okay, if P then Q is true, okay, so if you have an if-then statement that's true, and the first part is true, then the second part is true. And that's kind of the basic idea. It won't make any sense until we talk about a couple of ideas or run through it a couple of times, okay? So if it's raining, then it's wet. Is that a true if P then Q statement? Sure. If it's raining, it's got to be wet out there, right? Okay, so if it's raining, then it's wet. Now you get specific about the first part. Okay, the raining is the first part, right? So we say something specific about it. And then we follow with something specific about the Q that has the same idea with it. So on Thursday, it was raining. Doesn't that have to do with the P? Then on Thursday, it was also wet, right? So if it's raining, then it's wet. Okay, if that's true, then on Thursday it was raining. So therefore, it had to be wet on Thursday, okay? So, another one. If it's snowing, then it's cold. On Friday, it was snowing. Therefore, on Friday, it was cold, right? Okay? So here's one that's math related, okay? Geometry related. If the measure of an angle is greater than 90, then it's obtuse, okay? The measure of angle ABC is greater than 90. Therefore, the measure of angle ABC is obtuse. Okay? Let's try another one. Okay, or I was going to get you to try it. Okay, if the measure is less than 90, then it's acute. Make up a name for an angle so it gets specific. Okay? You could have paused there, but I didn't even say that. Didn't think about it. Don't want to start over. Okay, so the measure of angle ABC is less than 90. So therefore, what's true about measure of angle ABC? Well, it's going to be acute, right? So that's detachment. Okay, syllogism is like a transitive statement. Okay, and I'll talk about transitive later. If the first part is equal to the second part, and the second part is equal to the third part, then what's true about the first and third part? Well, don't they have to be equal? First equals second, second equals third. So what about first and third? They have to be the same. Okay? So if P then Q, and then Q then R, then P then R. Isn't P like the first and this is the last, right? And you got two Q's in the middle here, right? And it's a fancy way to say transitive, and we'll talk about transitive later. Okay, so if you're a ballet dancer, you like classical music. Let's act like they're, I don't know if they have to be true. Yeah, they kind of have to be true, but we're just going to use this as an example, okay? If you're a ballet dancer, you like classical music. Then right here, you would have to do the Q again, because this is three sentences, right? If P then Q, if Q then R, then if P then R. Three sentences. Okay, if you're a ballet dancer, you like classical music. Here, and then something new here, okay? If you like classical music, which is the same thing as this one, right? Here's a cue, this is the classical music, this is classical music. Then you like opera, okay? So if you're a ballet dancer, you like classical music. If you like classical music, you like the opera, then P, then R. The cues cancel, the cues are gone, and then you put the P and R together. So you say, oh, come on, there you go. If you're a ballet dancer, first part, then the last part you enjoy the opera. Okay? If it's snowing, then it's cold. If it's cold, then you get sick. If it's snowing, then you get cold, right? All right. So here's another one. If 1 and 2 form a linear pair, then they're supplementary. So we talk about the supplementary part right here. If 1 and 2 are supplementary, then the measure of 1 plus 2 equals 180. You can make the equation. Therefore, can't you put this one and this one together, P and R? Okay? So if 1 and 2 form a linear pair, then 1 and 2 equal 180. The Q's cancel out, they're gone, and you put the P and the R together to make this one. That's syllogism. Okay? Syllogism. If two lines are perpendicular, they form a right angle. Okay, what's going to go here? If two lines form a right angle, the right angle part, right? If a right angle is formed, then the measure is 90. Therefore, which two parts go together? If two lines are perpendicular, then the measure is 90, right? So you say if two lines are perpendicular, then the angle measure is 90. They add a word here or there to make it sound better, you know? So don't let it throw you that it's not exactly the same exact words. It just has to be the same idea. All right, very good. Oh, I got to turn this off. It drives me nuts. Hate for dead time at the end, okay? Hurry, hurry, hurry. See you later. Bye.